Back in 2020, I wanted to challenge myself to try a Nuzlocke that was a bit of a step up, as well as a new game, or a new style of game that I haven't tried before, which are the hard mode ROM hacks. And one of the more entry-level difficulty ROM hacks that I found was Renegade Platinum, a game that I've wanted to try for a while, since it was based off of one of my favorite Pokemon games, Pokémon Platinum. And then I had the idea of doing it blind. This is attempt 3. If you're new to my content overall, first of all, hi, welcome. This is a new experiment I'm doing. I'm trying Pokemon-only content for a bit. Stick around if you like this sort of stuff. Typically, these difficulty ROM hacks are played with documentation. Players can see every trainer, every team, all of their moves, their natures, which turns the game into a puzzle game. It's actually quite fun. The only control you have is what encounters you pull and if you can get them. It also makes you look forward to some encounters. Maybe they open up new routes. I will not be doing any of that. Well, I kinda loosened up as the runs went, but the hard rule is I can't look at any trainer information. Level caps, I would have to guess. Calcs, I would have to guess. The worst case scenario. Ambush trainers, oh, I had fun with those. But the last thing I need to talk about for this blind limitation is I'm allowed to take notes. This means if there's an item that I discover on an enemy team, a new move, an ability reveal, then I can write this down on my own documentation, so that I can use it for future runs, which hopefully I will not need for future runs. But it has been a lot of fun to challenge myself and see what I can do. So run 1, I barely made it past the 5th gym and kind of snowballed into a loss to an ambush trainer. Run number 2, I wiped to a unexpected 6v8 and I mashed the dialogue thinking it was vanilla, and then I ended up fighting this. And this has been going on and off for about 5 years now. Since this is the 3rd run that I'm doing of this game, I thought I'd do a hybrid commentary video like the Scarlet videos and see what people think. And since this is on a new channel and all, I thought it might be a fun idea to get a refresher of the rules. 1 through 3 are the standard rules. 1 faint equals dead, you can only catch the first Pokemon encountered in each area, and you have to nickname all of your Pokemon. But the next 3 are a little more interesting. For number 4, once you enter a gym for the very first time, you cannot leave it under any circumstances. So once you enter, you have to commit. Number 5 makes team building a little more interesting because primary typings cannot be repeated. So what this means is the first type that you see in the summary, you cannot have another Pokemon that starts with the same type. For example, you cannot have Infernape and Magmortar because Infernape is primary fire type, and Magmortar, well, the first type is the only type, and it's fire. Dude, I thought it would be electric. Wouldn't that be cool if they made an electric type Magmortar? This makes planning for gym fights way harder, because this means I cannot run into Rourke with a team of 6 water and grass types. However, an example of an acceptable party includes Magnezone and Aggron, because Magnezone is primary electric and its secondary is steel, while Aggron is primary steel and secondary rock. And for the final rule of my Nuzlocke Plus, battle style must be set to set. This is pretty common in more harder styled Nuzlockes, but this means the game will not prompt you to swap out whenever you knock out a Pokemon. So with a brief history of this series, and the rules being set, let's see how run 3 of my Renegade Platinum Blind Nuzlocke Plus went. For starters, I picked the boy, which in Renegade Platinum is actually a big decision, which I would not know until later on in the run. We'll get to that later. For now, I do the introduction of the game, and then it's time to pick my starter. During run 2, I mentioned that I was gonna pick Chinchar to finish the whole, trio thing that I was doing. Run 1, I pick 1 starter, run 2, I pick another starter, and run 3, I pick the last one. I forgot about that. Since it's been a very long time since I played through Renegade Platinum's early game, I went to check if this was the point where you get Eevee. It wasn't. I then went to go continue doing more of the early cutscenes, like encountering Energy Man, I hate you Energy Man, meeting Professor Rowan at his lab, which is here where I realized I got the 1 in 8 girl chance from my starter. Oh, I got the 1 in 8 chance with a girl! I didn't even realize that during the fight. I kinda like Hortensia, like the flower. And the Fire Emblem character, that too. After Dawn walks me through the tutorial, I can finally start getting my encounters. We get... Oh, that is a strong first encounter. Oh my god. This is an insane pull. Oh god. Nice. Okay. I'm naming you Torna after that Xenoblade 2 region. Get the parcel. I'll take the Eevee. Very nice. It's a boy. Alright. What do we call this Eevee? He kind of gives me Tobias vibes. Plus attack minus... Okay. Okay. Oh god. Okay, very lakefront. Is Starly? That's fine. That's a pretty standard encounter. Catch it. Nice. Let's go with Shimi. Neutral nature. Okay. Also, remember when I said it's been a while since I did Renegade Platinum's early game? Something like that. Oh, right. She wants to battle. That is a thing that she does. Is this doable? Oh, yeah. I think it's doable. I think we're fine. Okay. Nice. Not bad. Uh-oh, she's been consumed by the void! No! She's gonna be evil! This is what happened to Lucas! Yeah, remember this for later. It also takes me this long until I finally check the abilities. Oh, nice pull. Rivalry? Oh, wait, does this lead me to Intimidate? I hope. I really hope so. That would be really bad if it did not. Sentret, okay, that's interesting. I'm naming you Gus, with 2 S's. I box Eevee and Sentret since they share a primary type with Starly, the mon I wanted to keep on the party for now. Nidoran was showing to be an incredible asset to the team, giving me super effective coverage for the early trainers here on Route 202, as well as just being a good damage dealer overall. No! After some grinding, it was finally time to enter Jubilife City. Hello. Yeah, I would feel safer if I had more Pokemon, you're right, and collect some of the static encounters in this game. So, from what I understand from how other people typically play Nuzlocks of these hard mode Pokemon hacks, they consider static encounters their one encounter for that area because of how the location data is listed in the party menu. Of course, the most important rule of a Nuzlocke is to just have fun with it, so since I typically don't use this rule unless I play hardcore Nuzlocks, and also because I didn't use that rule for the other 2 runs, I decided to continue considering each static mon as its own unique encounter. But I thought it was an important enough detail to address anyways. However, to keep things interesting, I only allowed myself one of the 3 gift starters that is given to you throughout the early game. For those of you who don't know, in Renegade Platinum, there are 3 Pokemon centers with Jubilife TV workers that are running a campaign for trainers. Completing the one in Jubilife gives you a Kanto starter, the one in Oreburgh gives you a Hoenn starter, and the one in Floroma gives you a Johto starter. They give you all 3 for participating, but I'll just be using one and boxing the other 2. The way I handle this is that I pick one first, and then check their abilities to see how much of a mistake I've made. Yeah, Rain Dish, dude, but minus speed is so bad. Oh man, I'm getting rolled by these. I also take the held items off the other 2. They gave it away for free, I might as well. I get the team up a couple more levels, grab the scope lens in the trainer school, deliver the parcel, obtain the second static encounter in Jubilife, which is an egg given to you in the trainer school, and it hatched into okay, what do we got? Tyro? Is this good? I'm calling him Beaster. Happy Beaster, everybody. I guess it was fate that I ended up finishing this right after Easter. Another nature crash out later. Are you dog? Accidentally talking to the trainers in the school for the Hidden Power TMs, taught Squirtle Hidden Power Ghost for some coverage, as well as the Water Pulse TM from Route 218. Then prepared myself for some more encounters. Caterpie? Okay, sure. Probably not gonna use this for the gym though, but it's good to have like as a backup mon, I think. We got the Metapod, and that's Butterfree. This guy still does grinding the old-fashioned way. Route 204 gives us a Ravaged Path encounter. This is... oh, that's good. Let's go, Suizu. Ooh, Water Absorb. I also proceeded to enter the rival fight because I forgot to grab my Route 218 encounter. I even mentioned it in the recording that I was planning on picking it up. I can get Route 218 now, but I guess the Water Pulse TM distracted me from that goal. I even got the old rod too. I don't even understand why I didn't go back. Anyway, with support from Nidoran, Starly was able to take out Barry's own Starly, and it's here that I realize I also forgot to change the set mode, so I have to stay battling here. I take a Rock Tomb from Munchlax, which fortunately did not crit, allowing me to pivot out into Hortensia and begin setting up Curse. Curse is nice to have on Turtwig, especially with Shell Armor, because I don't have to worry about critical hits, which hit through both defense boosts and attack debuffs. I can set up and give myself an easier time with some physical attackers like Munchlax. Metronome? Oh, you've got to be kidding! Thanks to my +5 Curse, I easily take out the Munchlax. But sadly I have to sacrifice my boosts in order to not risk Chimchar taking out my Turtwig. Zane the Squirtle was an easy pivot into Chimchar though, and then the AI got confused for some reason and double taunted on me. So that was Barry too. Starly ends up evolving from that last match. And after correcting my battle style, I can now check to see if my Staravia ended up with Intimidate. Except I forgot to do that too. Now I'm going for more encounters, I guess.
Route 2 or 3 gives us... Spearow? Okay. I guess Spearow's kind of okay. The Spirit of Kenya. Oh, what? Hello? It may want an Oranberry.
Oh, I did not end up going back to this Shroomish. The trainers on this route weren't too difficult to handle, so I was able to enter the Auraberg Gate. Taught the buffed Rock Smash to Tyrogue, and then I tried to get to the next floor of the area to add some more variety to my possible encounters.
Zubat, sure.
Well, that was fun. There was a Flash TM, a Big Pearl, and then Brick Break right after, which is stronger than Rock Smash. Oops. Arriving in Auraberg City, I break into the house of a man with Leafstone Aura, and he offers me a Beldum as thanks for showing him how easy it is to open the door to his house. I headed into the Pokemon Center to check out some of my natures.
Finally, like a decent nature? Like, I'm not gonna complain about that. That's good.
Oh, what? And then took the second starter quiz for my Hoenn starter of choice, Trico.
You can never go wrong with the Gex special.
Is he good? I don't know, but I like him. And that's enough from me.
What do we get with Gex? It is fun!
Turns out you can go wrong with Gex. Oh yeah, during the battle I sent out Staravia, it didn't proc Intimidate, so... Oops. But my luck begins to turn around with my Auraberg Mine encounter.
What do you get here in the Auraberg Mine?
Oh, hello! An incredible defensive type early game, and still is just a really handy type to have. Even with the nerfs it received in Gen 6 that were brought over in Renplat.
This guy's a muncher. I'll name him after Robert Munch. Let's go. Please be decent. Please be, please. Sure. Okay, actually Rockhead? No, that's not bad. For Route 207, I get Machop, and I have this weird tradition for this series to call it Dan Furnace. Like the creator of Rivals of Aether. I reconfigure my team in preparation for the gym fight, and due to my lack of type diversity, there wasn't much to go with here. I meet up with Rourke in the mine, and here's where I forgot another very good early game interaction. Here, Rourke says that he found a stone inside of the Rock Smash, rock. You can choose to get a free stone from him here, which was intended to give the player an early Eevee evolution. Now again, it's been like 5 years since I did the early game. So I totally forgot about this fact and just mashed through the dialogue. So rip early Nidoking. During level grinding, Sentret evolves into Furret, Squirtle evolves into Wartortle, Nidoran evolves into Nidorino, just making that early Nidoking miss a extra sting, I guess. And while I prepare for the gym fight, I look at my information sheet and had an idea. Rourke's Larvitar has the ability Guts, which boosts its attack stat when under a status condition like Poison or Burn. One of the most common ways people use to proc this is with the Flame Orb, since Guts ignores the attack drop that you get from being burned normally. And that's what he does here too. Now, my Eevee has the move Covet, which if you're familiar with Thief, it's just the normal type version of the move. You might be seeing where I'm going with this now. By stealing the Flame Orb off of Rourke's Larvitar, it allows me to use it to proc my own Guts attack with the new mon on the bench, Dan Furnace. The other one. This was a very risky strategy though, as it would require me to dodge 2 critical hits on Eevee. The first one on switch in, and the second one being Guts boosted as Flame Orb procs at the end of the first turn. However, if I got lucky, Larvitar would be programmed to protect turn 1 in order to proc Flame Orb, giving me a virtually free switch in to Eevee. So if I managed to pull this off, the reward would be very worth it, giving me some bonus answers to some other problematic fights, like, the big-ass cat. And after some more evolutions, it was finally time to enter the Auraberg Gym. Now, once we enter the gym, we cannot leave. We go mandatory selfie number 1 with gym leader Rourke. And let's do this. Fast comes in. Water Pulse. 2 HKO at worst. Oh, T-Wave missed. That's so good for us.
Oh my god, and the confusion. That is really nice. Okay, we just take it out. The Geodude, okay. This doesn't have Sturdy, I don't think. Yeah. The Cranidos comes in next. This gets Thunder Punch, though. So I think Thunder Punch is incoming, so we switch into Hortensia. There we go. We curse once. Oh, is it banded? Or does it have nothing on me? No, it's not banded. Okay. I cannot get crit because of my ability, so that's fine. So Curse is just really strong on this build. Onyx comes in next. Incoming Bulldoze, I assume. No, Stealth Rock. Okay. Takes it down. Now Larvitar should protect here. Turn 1. If it doesn't, it bulldozes, then we can pivot out. We'll see. There's the protect. Covet. Ooh. Covet again. We live. That's good. That's what we want. We're out. That's so good for us. We get burned. That's fine. We don't want to be out here anymore. I think the best strat is to go to Zane here. Nice. I think we can still play around crit here. That did 18. Oh, it just does like 1 over. I'll run it. Ooh, nice run. Holy Potion Gambit. And then last is Bonsly. Bonsly, all I know it has is Brick Break. Just stick and run. I think I just go for it, yeah. Just don't think too much about it. That's what got us out the last time. Oh, that's so good. Like, the line was not safe. 1 crit ruined everything. But we get the Coal Badge, and we got Stealth Rock. And we get the Flame Orb. Oh, let's go! Oh my god! Oh, yes! And so that was my Rook split for run 3 of my Blind Renegade Platinum journey. I really wish I got this video out early. I had a lot more plans for the launch of this channel, and then I got sick for most of March. I didn't want people's only impression of this new channel that it was just gonna be jump cut highlights and stuff. You guys can expect some more of this post-commentary hybrid style as well. So stick around if you're into that kind of stuff, or if you're invested in this journey at all. I spilled water all over my shirt. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay. Anyway, where was I? So subscribe to this channel if you want to see more Pokemon stuff. I'm going to be experimenting with the type of editing that I do for this channel. If you see a purple border, it's going to be a jump cut highlights video. And if you don't, then it's going to be one of these kind of hybrid scripted commentary videos. So yeah, thanks for watching and thanks for supporting my journey into trying Pokemon content for the 13th year in a row. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care.